Hello guys and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series race number 6 here today from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We are under the lights tonight here for race number 6. Hello guys, I'm Brian James. Anyway, starting in first will be the number 47 of Eric Faden. Starting in second tonight will be the 48 of Brad Stover. In third we have Luis Hernandez. In fourth we'll have Brad Fusion. Fifth will be Steven Thompson. Sixth will be Griffin Lynn. Seventh is Kevin McHugh. Eighth is Patrick Smith. This is the first time he's raced since the Daytona 500, so we will see how he will do. Ninth is Gene Sanford, and in 10th we have Sam Curtis. Let's take you now to the starting lineup here from Atlanta. They come through turn 3, they'll go out of turn 4. Eric Faden, he hasn't been noted much this season so far. Can he change his luck today? Can Brad Stover get on the right track? He's on his outside. Green flag is in the air. We're underway from Atlanta. Eric Faden out to the lead quickly, but look who's in second right now, or at least battling for the second spot. That is the number 66, that is Brad Fusion. He was in contention at Texas, had to settle for the runner-up position, and he is looking to battle for the lead early on. Yeah, don't count him out today. He's been pretty quick on these mile-and-a-halfs. As Eric Faden is leading his first laps of the season. And to the inside of him goes the 66. Is he going to stick it? Yes, he will. Brad Fusion to the lead. Keep in mind, he's in the low 30s, 40s in the point standings. And he's had to qualify his way in basically all season. So these are valuable points the 66 team needs if they want to get into the top 33 before the end of the season. As now the 47 is going to get overtaken by a handful of these guys. Here comes the 48. He's trying to make a charge. That is Brad Stover back there. And here comes the 19 of Luis Hernandez. This is going to be a battle for second on the racetrack. That outside lane doesn't work as well as the inside does. And in this case, the 48's going to hang on. Now the 48's going to come up and challenge Brad Fusion for the race lead. But the 47's back there. He's got a long run car, it looks like. So maybe you got to keep an eye on the 47. It looks like he's got a long run car. Brad Fusion continues to dominate early. Keep in mind there may be pit stops coming very shortly, as we now will see a battle for the race lead. I think Brad Stover's going to have him in turn 1. Boy, Fusion is not giving up without a fight to that outside. But here's where he may get him. We'll see that lower line has more grip. And sure enough, it'll pay off for Brad Stover. He goes to the race lead. Talk about a guy in need of a good run. Brad Stover's toward the bottom half of the standings too. He's inside the top 33 though, but not running as well as you would have thought, considering this 48 was basically in championship contention the whole season up till the final race. Man, Brad Fusion looked to the inside for the lead the last corner, but didn't have the speed to get by him. Brad Stover just hangs on this time. Man, here we go. We're gonna basically the top 5 have all settled down. For the most part, I'm assuming that means pit stops will be coming shortly, but I want to note who's in 7th as well. That is the 96 of Caleb Parker. He hasn't qualified for a race in a really long time either. I believe he's making his 2nd or 3rd start this season for the Gaunt brothers, and they are currently riding in the top 10, running very nicely for that team, just trying to get points and come out with a good finish at this point in the season. Meanwhile, Brad Stover back out front. He's not getting too far ahead of these guys. And we're coming up on pit stops probably any lap from now. Or any moment now, we're coming up on it. Man, it is interesting. These top 4 really aren't pressing the issue early on. Now, as we will see the pit stops I talked about, Thomas Ilusser will stay out, and he's going to lead a lap. And that number 77. He has been surprisingly very good this season. He's running up front in the point standings. And getting that bonus point, that'll only help him at this point. Eric Monaco also stayed out. Yes, here comes 77. He will peel on to the pit lane. As you see, these guys will all take 4 tires, and they will try to come out here. And Brad Fusion's going to win the race off. Brad Stover lost a handful on his stop. Not a good stop for them. I wasn't sure how the 66 team would do, considering they haven't qualified very well all season and really haven't raced that much compared to the others. I thought maybe the 48 would have a better stop, but maybe the pressure got to them. And Brad Fusion will cycle out to the race lead. As we're going to wait for the scoring monitors to kind of figure this out for us. We know Brad Fusion will be the race leader. Alright, so let's have a look at your top 10. We got Brad Fusion in first, comfortably. In second, we're going to have Ryan Monaco. Third is Jackson Lynn, but we will have a battle for second brewing here. Stephen Thompson is in fourth. Sam Curtis in fifth. Thomas E. Lucer played the pit strategy, gained 5 spots. He moves up to 6th. 7th is Tim Horton, but there's a battle brewing there too. 8th is Brad Stover. He lost 7 spots, I believe, on that exchange. 9th is the number 14 of Jessica McNeilson, and in 10th we got Luis Hernandez. But he may be losing that spot to Joey Tiff. Yeah, he's going to lose it there. And Jackson Lynn goes to 2nd. I don't believe he's won since Auto Club last season at the end of the year, since race 26. It's been basically 15 races since Jackson Lynn's last win. And now he's going to set his sights on our race leader, Brad Fusion, as we will have a battle brewing here. But so far those Fusion brothers, they've been racing very aggressive when they do race. Trent Fusion, your point leader by 4 points entering this race. He's been very aggressive all year. And I'd expect the same thing from the 66, but if I were him, I'd just let the 15 go. The 15 is obviously the faster car of the two of them at the moment. And I don't know, the 15 may be just waiting, trying to pressure him into a mistake, and sure enough, 66 has had enough of the little tailgating thing right there. He's just like, you know what, if you're going to pass me, try the bottom, but you're going to have to fight me for it. And sure enough, Jackson Lynn to the race lead. He pitted a lap sooner than these guys. And somehow that strategy worked out for him. Now Brad Fusion's playing a little bit of, here, see how you like it, sort of thing. But Jackson Lynn's going to block, and that makes the 66 have to lift just a little bit. So far caution free, but we're coming up on another round of pit stops probably any second now. As now Jackson Lynn's going to try and build this race lead a little bit. Him and the 55, they both pitted early. Or 1 lap earlier than the leaders did, so we anticipate those two will be the first onto the pit lane when the green flag pit stops start. But for right now, for Jackson Lynn, he wants to build this race lead, and the 88 is on the pit lane. Something is wrong with Eric Monaco's car, it looks like. We'll have an update on that hopefully very soon. That is a really tough break for them, as they needed a good run today. And here comes the 15. He will come to the pit lane, and he will relinquish the race lead to Brad Fusion. Just as we projected, the 15 and the 55 first in. Here we go, we're going to have a battle for the lead, and this is not going to be good if these guys are going to pit. Somebody's going to have to lift here. And the 66 says, no way, I'm not giving up the race lead. But a lot of guys did pit, it looks like, and 88's back on track, but must have been an issue under the hood or something. That is a tough break for them. Now here come the leaders. That'll hand the lead over to Thomas Elucer in the number 77. These guys should have one, maybe two more pit stops coming up. Thomas Elucer may be in the best shape as far as fuel goes. We'll see. He's peeling on right now. '66 barely hangs on, it looks like. There goes the 15. This is going to be an intense battle out of turn 4. 15 is obviously faster. He gets blocked. And we're going to have a battle for the lead between the 66 and the 55. It is a really tight battle. And the 15, you can imagine, probably none too happy right now with that 66. Because he had the momentum out of that corner. And he gets blocked. Obviously nothing race control can do to take action on that. It was way beyond pit exit. That point, 3 wide for the lead. And this is not going to benefit anyone. But Ryan Monaco may win this battle as 66 may just have to lift at this point. He's going to head into the wall at this rate. And Joey Tiff will go to the lead. It's a top 5 breakaway right now at the front. And Joey Tiff is the beneficiary of all that. And Brad Fusion not even benefiting whatsoever from this. He's still 3 wide. He needs to just get out of that situation or someone wrecks. And sure enough, Ryan Monaco is the smart one here. He lifts. He says it's not worth wrecking a race car. Stephen Thompson battling for second. These guys will be the first 2 on pit lane once again next time by, or next pit cycle. It's like clockwork with those guys. Man, it's going to be an intense battle for the win. These guys are closing behind them, with the 22 Alexander Rowe leading that pack. Or Griffin Lynn, rather. Those two heading the next group of leaders. These guys going to single it out. And how about this? 3 underfunded rides in the top 5 at the moment. And this is very entertaining. And Ryan Monaco is looking for the second position. And at number 5, he has been very quiet this season, but he is still like top 10 in the points. After this team was barely top 30 last season. It's very refreshing to see them out in the front. And getting a head start in the season nonetheless. Battle for the lead is going to be upcoming right here. Brad Fusion wants a piece of this battle, but Ryan Monaco says, no way, you're helping me. And he helps the 5 get the race lead, but the 66 wants that lead back. Three wide for third. We should be coming up on the pit stops very, very shortly. The 15 will peel on. And the 66 is going to look for the lead here. Brad Fusion's last pit stop surely did not help him with this group. But he might benefit here. It's out of turn 4. Who's going to lead this lap? They give it to Brad Fusion that time. But the 5 is hanging in there. He is not going to let that 66 go very easy. As we are now at 10 laps to go, and the 5 is going to hang on for the time being. One of them is going to have to give it up very shortly, as they're both going to have to pit. Brad Fusion keeps the lead that time, and the 5 is not even going to be able to compete to keep the position. But he's going to cross over the 5 to the inside. He is not giving that position up without a fight. And they're going to wreck coming to the pit lane if they keep doing that. And Ryan Monaco thinks smart about it. He almost blocked the 66 from coming into the pit lane. That would have costed the 66 a chance at the win. And Thomas E. Lucer will come in too, which is surprising with 8 to go. He could stretch it a lot further than these guys. And with the heavy volume on pit road, this could be trouble for them. Thomas E. Lucer's already out. 2 tires stop for them. And Thomas E. Lucer's going to be right in the thick of it. Possibly. I don't think the 5 got a great pit stop. But here comes the 21. Joey Tiff, he might try and get in this battle for the lead. They have to lift, but Brad Fusion keeps the lead. I don't know if he'll be able to keep it that big. Or keep that big of a gap, I should say, with that many laps to go. Keep in mind, if Brad Fusion wins, he is chase eligible. However, he has still got a lot of points to make up. believe he's like 41st in the standings. He's got a lot of points he needs to make up in order to be chase eligible. He's got to be, for one, in the top 33, so that way he's locked in. Then two, he's got to be top 30 just to get into the chase. So he's still got a long road ahead of him if he wants to be chase eligible. And keep in mind, with the new rules this season, anyone's wins can be encumbered due to some of the league rules for commenting and skipping and all that. So there's a lot of factors, and I'm not just singling him out. This goes for everyone, really. But Brad Fusion's on his way to possibly his first career win. We will see. These guys are slowly closing, but it's not enough to really even make an impact. But that 77's been quick. I would keep my eye on him. Yeah, he's visibly faster. He is easily faster. As the caution is out, this will end the race. There is no question to this. This is going to end the race. As it looks like the 88 may be the reason for the caution. And no question the race is over. Brad Fusion is going to go to victory lane. Oh, the 13 of Eli Bright. However, we forgot to count out that there could be pit stops. Let's wait and see. Brad Fusion's slowing down. I don't know if it's because the 13 dead ahead. No, Brad Fusion's gonna have enough fuel, I think. We're going to go see what happened, and then we'll show you the finish. The 42 of Tim Horton blew an engine, which started it right here. Just Sam Curtis nowhere to go. Unfortunately, loses control after that. And then the 37, Eric fading hard into the 42. That ends his day. But look at this. This only gets scarier for Nathan Faden. Here it comes right here. The 96 Caleb Parker just didn't have time to react. And that starts big wreck up here. Tough break for all these guys. Let's see the finish. Here we go. We're going to have our first go or go homer in victory lane this season. Brad Fusion. He's still got a long road ahead of him, though, if he wants to make the chase. But by all means, this is an upset victory for the 66 team. They will get their first win of the season, but a long road ahead as they win at Atlanta. Thomas E. Lucer, his efforts come up short. Joey Tiff's efforts come up short. Stephen Thompson, Alexander Rowe, Ryan Monaco, Jackson Lynn, Angel Navarro, Griffin Lynn, Kevin McHugh, they all come up short today. But we want to thank you for watching. We'll show you your results and standings, and we will see you at Martinsville. Goodbye, everyone.